you guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. And today we're tackling the big question, are big sales worth the hype? You know the drill. You see a big sale that's announced, and it brings up a lot of emotion, a lot of excitement, even a little bit of stress, because you're like, oh my gosh, I kind of want to buy all this stuff. And listen, I love a good sale as much as anyone else. And basically, I only buy clothes that are really only on sale. That's usually what I do. But the question is, are sales always worth the hype? So let's take a look at what's really happening here. First, let's talk about some of the reasons that sales are very common for businesses to have. First up, attracting new customers and boosting their reputation. I mean, how many times have you heard about a sale from a friend or someone online, and people are just naturally willing to share what they love about the item, how excited they are, and if the store's having a good sale, it's like, make sure to check it out. They're having a good sale right now. So it's very normal. And also, businesses want to encourage you to try something you normally wouldn't buy. So say that the store has a new product that people aren't quite motivated to buy because they don't know if they're gonna like it or not. Well, the business puts it on sale, people are more likely to spend their money and risk their money because they know it won't cost them as much. And lastly, businesses sometimes have sales to move excess inventory. So if they have a lot of stuff, they'll put it on sale to move out that inventory. Now, I guess that none of this is brand new information to you. It's kind of common sense. So then why are we so often tempted to completely lose our minds when we see a big sale? Well, according to Kit Yarrow, a professor of psychology at Golden Gate University, she says a sale sign causes a physiological arousal in our brains and clouds our reasoning. Yes, Kit, I think it does. Yep. She goes on to say, we become more competitive, emotional, and less rational when we see sale signs. And as a result, we make some of our worst shopping decisions. Oh my gosh. And isn't it true though? It is. It's true for me. You see something, you're like, oh, it's on sale. Yeah, I'll spend that. I mean, yeah, because originally, look at the original price. Oh my gosh, and here's the sale price. So you justify it, and it's pretty unbelievable. So some retailers are banking on you getting excited and buying. Some aren't, but some are. So again, just be aware. Now, I've also got a fascinating study from an independent nonprofit advocacy group called Consumers Checkbook. And in it, Checkbook looks at major retailers and whether or not the sales they market are actually legit. Yep, because guess what? Checkbook discovered that most big box store sales, the prices are totally bogus because the retailers offer the same sale price more than half the time. So, I mean, it's just crazy. So that means that the original price, if there is no sale, means that's like crazy marked up then. And the retailer never actually expected to sell the product in the original price, but they do want you to feel the pressure and the excitement of a sale so that you'll go ahead and get the deal and buy the product. And Checkbook found that these stores are most likely to be the most misleading with their sales. Are you ready for this? Kind of makes me sad. Amazon, Gap, Williams-Sonoma, Banana Republic, Dick's, Old Navy, and Wayfair. Oh, some of those are great stores. But again, it means their original prices are already pretty marked up. So when it goes on sale, that's the price it should have been in the first place. Now, on the flip side, Apple, Costco, and Bed Bath & Beyond were the most likely to offer legitimate sales. And that is true. You think about that. I mean, I think about Apple all the time. I'm like, yeah, like stuff rarely goes on sale. Like what that's marketed at, that price, like that's what it's worth, right? And if it goes on sale, that's awesome. Then you do get a good deal, but it's crazy. So before I jump into what we can take away from this, let's take a quick break and tell you about our sponsor, Slick Deals. So you guys, I know it feels more important than ever for families to save money right now. And that is why I recommend using Slick Deals to find the best prices. They have a great browser extension and app to help you save on everything from electronics to everyday stuff for you and your kids. So find verified coupons, codes, and awesome deals on things that your family needs at slickdeals.net/Rachel. Okay, so what can we take away from this? Well, first, I want to make it clear that sales are not a bad thing. They actually can be great for both businesses and consumers, right? I mean, if you have something you want to buy and it goes on sale and it's cheaper, that's a great deal. That's awesome. So you don't need to be weary of sales and be like, oh my gosh, like, oh, all this stuff. But you do need to think through, hey, Is this appropriate for me to buy? Can I afford it? And ask yourself some questions. Or just realize, okay, is it something I need or something I want? Because a lot of people will wait until a big annual sale like Black Friday or Memorial Day sales to buy something that they want. So they stock up on things like clothes or furniture. And when those sales come, every year, they buy a bunch of stuff and save a lot of money. And that's a legitimate tactic. And again, I do this all the time. I shop sales and I think it's great. So it's really smart. But the last thing I want you to do is to go buy something that you don't need. So again, sales are not bad, but I don't want you to use sales as an excuse to overspend while you're hyped up, like, oh my gosh, everything's on sale. So here are 6 questions to think about. Keep in mind the next time a big sale is announced. Number 1, can I afford this and is it in my budget? So that alone will say yes or no, okay? Do you have the money for it? And do you have money in that category that you planned for before you even know that the sale happened? So you can look to see, okay, do I have the money and is it in the budget? Is this the lowest price I can truly get? This is another question to ask. So don't assume that the sales price is a good price. Take a look, shop around, compare prices, and make sure that you are getting a great deal. And if there is an item that you have your eye on for a while, know that it'll probably drop in price. So delay your gratification and wait a little bit longer until it goes on sale. Ask yourself, will I actually use this item? Ask yourself that. I know it sounds like a very basic question, but for real, I mean, are you gonna use it? And sometimes, again, the idea of just buying something because it's on sale is so easy. So say, okay, if I'm gonna use this, then I can look to buy it. But if I'm really not gonna use it, I don't need to buy it. Another question is, do I really need to act now? Sometimes you feel the pressure to act and there's like this urgency. So if you can, wait 24 hours before you buy it or not. And again, I did this with a pair of jeans. A sale came up from a store that I love and I was like, look, I was like, oh my gosh, those are cute jeans. I'm like, I don't need it anymore. I have some money in my budget. I could, but do I need it? And I waited 24 hours and then I didn't even think about it again. So that's legitimate. Wait 24 hours. Also ask yourself, is this a need versus a want? So again, I get fed so much, I feel like on social media or in my email of sales and cute things that are out there and you're like, oh my gosh. But when you ask yourself, okay, do I really need this or do I just want this? And when you kind of have that comparison happening, it sometimes takes your emotions down and you actually legitimately are thinking through logically, do I need this or do I just want this? All right, the last question is, if it wasn't on sale, do you still want it? This is a good one too. I have justified purchases, even like a shirt that I'm not crazy about, but I'm like, I mean, it's kind of cute, but it's on sale. It's only like $12, I can just buy it. And I'm like, yeah, but if it was like $50, would you buy it? And it's like, no, because I don't really like it. And just because it's on sale, I tell myself, you should buy it because it's just on sale. I couldn't pass it up, right? So just think, if it's not on sale and you wouldn't buy it, then don't buy it. And remember, you guys, the best way to save money is not to buy anything in the first place. I always am like, oh my gosh, I saved 40%. That means I spent 60%, right? I mean, you're still spending money even when it's on sale. So if it's not in the budget, don't spend it. Now make sure to share this video with a friend who always loves a good sale. And remember, you guys, to take control of your money and create a life you love.